Hey, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Hidden Rows. It's Utari here, and I'm back with another tier list video. So, like the last one, this will be a meta tier list. This time for the support characters. So, hill type meta. Again, this is not for how good each jutsu is, but how often you see it within the current competitive game modes. So, as a refresher, that's combat battle, base battle, flag battle, and Ninja World of Face Off. So, survival mode, or as Sweats like to call it, the pit. So without any more delay, let's get into this list. Starting with the top left corner, we have 8 trigrams air palm. So this jutsu I have kicking off B tier, the bottom of A tier. So the reason why I have it in B tier is you see it in the pit, you see it in the flag battle, but you don't really see it in base battle or combat battle. Healers opt to do other things um, in these two game modes. So yeah, it's you see it around. That's why it's in B tier. But as far as that goes, can't put it any higher. Um, and then you got Byakugan. Of course, you know that this is in D tier. Healers opt to do other things, either to help support deal damage or to heal the team. So you don't really see Byakugan because, yeah, I mean, it doesn't do much other than reveal the enemy's location and their ult. So yeah, it's a D tier jutsu. Next we have cellular activation. I also have this in B tier, and the reason being is because, uh, yeah, the steel tags are so good. Uh, you really only see this in the pit, but most healers do other things to get their kills. You know, you'll maybe see healers with this like playing stall and running away, but yeah, this is a definitely a B tier jutsu. Following next, we have the most common healer jutsu, in my opinion. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree, but Cellular Extraction. So, yeah, this is in all game modes because of the fact that it heals and gets rid of status ailments. So, you'll see this in base battle, combat battle, flag battle, and then occasionally you'll see it in the pit. But, yeah, this one is definitely a S tier jutsu. Chakra Scalpel. I have this in A tier. And the reason I have this in A tier is because you see it a little bit more often than air palm because you'll see it more in base than air palm. But yeah, it's pretty much a close range air palm with armor. So yeah, not quite S tier, but you do see it frequently. So yeah, A tier jutsu. Cherry Blossom Clash, the weakest of the ground pounds. Well, at least according to the community, healer mains they'll have a different opinion on this. But this is a D tier jutsu. Like you don't really see this. It doesn't have that good of effects. It guard breaks. It takes people out of their armor. It boosts your healing jutsu. But other than that, it's yeah, it's not as good as the others. So people don't really run this one. But this one, the next one, Cherry Crimson Drizzle. Yeah, this one is one of the most popular healer jutsus. You'll see this in the pit. You'll definitely see this in base battle. You'll sometimes see it in combat battle. Not really in flag, but I mean, still, it's really prevalent in competitive game mode. So this is a S tier jutsu. It's really good. The next one we have is the long distance palm sage. So this is a C tier jutsu. The reason I put it in C tier is because yeah, you see it a lot with like solo queuing. They'll have that healer that throw up the water pillar and then heal inside of it. But I mean, as far as competitive goes, you don't really see this at all in competitive. You might see it in base on competitive if they're like again running the water pillar, but you won't see it really in the pit. You won't really see it in flag. Uh, Healers opt to do other things. But yeah, it's definitely a C tier, almost B tier jutsu. Next we have a Heavenly Foot of Pain. This is another C tier jutsu. Like you see it enough that it's not D tier, but yeah, definitely not no Crimson Drizzle. The activation is really slow, and you can get knocked out of it before the armor actually activates. The armor happens when the foot is out, not during the flip. So it's kind of a hard animation to get the foot down. But you can't activate it in the air, and it does give you a defense debuff. The hitbox on is kind of wacky, so if you hit somebody directly, you'll get the max amount of damage, but if they hit like on the outer edges, like the damage just gets reduced and reduced, so kind of a funny jutsu. Another very popular one is next. Uh, Heavy boulder. So I have this in S tier because you definitely see this. You see this in combat, you see it in base, you see it in the pit, and you see it in flag. You see it in all the game modes, almost as popular as cellular extraction, but definitely one of the more popular of the healer jutsus. Because of that defense buff, it makes healers survivability go through the roof. So yeah, definitely one of the healer's cheese. Following this, we got the lava style. Throw it on the ground jutsu. I don't know what it's called, but this is a D tier jutsu because yeah, you don't really see it unless people are just barely bought the May DLC. But yeah, other than that, it's not anywhere in competitive. The effects just isn't good enough for it to replace any of the other jutsus here on the list. But now we have oh, this one's the long distance healing. So the other one was Green Ring Ground Hold. This one's the long distance healing, but they're both in C. So everything that I said earlier, that's for this jutsu. But I'll just explain Green Ring Ground Hold then. Really good jutsu, definitely a C tier jutsu because again, healers opt for other types of heals and other types of damage. So you maybe see this mostly in base battle, and that's why it's not a D tier jutsu because of that you do see in base battle. So Green Ring Ground Hold and Long Distance Palm Sage, both C tier jutsu. Mind Transfer Jutsu, the little Mind Transfer, this is a D tier jutsu. It's so hard to get off. Like you need to combo with others, and then on top of that, you need your people to like keep them, keep the enemy occupied. This is really not a good jutsu right now. The animations could be buffed. It does great damage, and it does knock off a chunk of ult gauge from the enemy. So it's a solid jutsu, but yeah, not in the meta at all. So D tier. And then at the very tippity top of A tier, just out of S tier, I have nervous system rupture. And the only reason why I have nervous system rupture in A tier, not S tier, is because I felt like, I don't know, maybe the healer mains might get too upset that they have so many S tier jutsus that they use. But yeah, you see nervous system rupture a lot. Not as much as the other ones that'll be in S tier, but enough that it could be in S tier or A tier. So I have it here in A tier just because to give the list some balance. But yeah, you see this everywhere. It's an annoying jutsu. Palm Sage Jutsu. So yeah, this is another S tier jutsu. You see it in flag, you see it in combat, you'll see it in the pit. You maybe even see it in base battle, so definitely prevalent jutsu, not as popular as the heal tag or cellular extraction, but still a solid jutsu. The nerf was much needed. You guys know this is one of the jutsus I hate the most. People just heal and run, and heal is so good. So yeah, solid jutsu. Following up with that, we have the Paralysis Jutsu. It's a D tier jutsu. You don't really see it unless people are trying to one shot or be combat healers or whatnot, but most combat healers opt to use the cheese meta. So you don't really see this unless they're trying to be, edgy or whatever. But yeah, this one's a D tier jutsu for sure. And then we have a Shadow Possession. So the little brother to Shadow Stitching. This one's a C tier jutsu. You see this often enough that it's not D tier. But yeah, it's still not as popular as the other ones in the meta. It has really good effects though. It keeps the person there, does good damage, and it erases pretty much all their assets. So it's really good, but the hitbox is so poor that it drops it all the way down to C. And then we have Shadow Stitching. You guys already know this is a S tier jutsu. You see this all the time. Healers have so much damage potential for being support characters, you know what I'm saying? And this is the reason why. Because it has it deals a little bit of damage, but the stun animation gives a defense debuff. Plus the actual defense debuff on this thing stacks together to make it a devastating jutsu. So if you get smacked with this and something else, it's GG's no re. I mean, you'll spawn back in unless it's the end of the match. But yeah, definitely S tier. You see this everywhere. And then we have slugs. So slugs had a little bit of popularity due to a certain somebody, but it's dead and lost its appeal. It's still a solid jutsu, probably one of the best, if not the best summoning. It's competing with C2 Dragon, but I have this in C tier just because of, yeah, you only see this if people are like playing Pokemon, but you won't see this too much in the meta. Healers have other healing options, and this one isn't as good as the others. So C tier jutsu. Then we have what's this? Lightning Boulder? Yeah, Lightning Boulder. So this one's at the very top of D tier, almost C tier, but yeah, you don't really see this too much. People opt to do the weighted boulder if they're trying to do this at all. The effects is pretty good. You get your ult faster, your jutsu charges faster, you move faster. Such a good jutsu, but yeah, healers they have a different job that they got to do, and there's other options that you can do to support your team. And this one's 20 seconds, make it not one of those options. So yeah, I have this at the very top, D tier, almost C tier. The counterpart, however, is at the very end of C tier, because you see this a lot more, especially on flag, or you can even see it on base with people trying to like knock people off the base and then slow their movement. And especially with the new alt, the new mate alt, people slow and try and like get the bird off even more. So yeah, you see this one a little bit more than the other one, but still, it's not very high up in the meta. Water pillar. This is an A jutsu. You see this all the time, like especially on base battle. You'll see it. You've seen in combat battle of like just that random healer that's using this with the long distance healing. You'll see this in flag battle. People like will put this on the enemy flag and then have the flag runner stand in there and then take off. So yeah, very popular jutsu. Great addition to the meta. Still annoying. They need to buff other jutsus to break this mug because there's not much options. And now we have, it looks like the alts. So I guess I'll include these into the list as well. First we have the Feather Illusion. You guys already know this is an S tier jutsu. This has been an S tier since season one. Sleep is so powerful. It's been nerfed a few times, but it hasn't lost its spot. This is the main combo with other alts that you'll do. So yeah, definitely S tier. Next we have the Bug. So it used to be a popular alt, but there's been other alts that have lowered this down, and with extraction it's kind of hard to use this. You gotta run specific stuff to use this, so I have this in B tier. You still see it frequent enough, but not enough that it's like super good like an A tier, or all the time like an S tier, but you still see it pretty frequently. And then the next we have is super mind transfer jutsu. I don't know the exact, I think it's like shadow clone mind transfer jutsu or something like that, but yeah, this is also an S tier. This thing just hit the meta by storm. Almost replaced sleep. It's not necessarily as good as sleep, because you gotta like have everyone there, and it's like easy to knock people out. Also, like people will counter it all the time, but still, if you like solo heal and there's multiple healers with this move, it's crazy good. So yeah, definitely S tier jutsu. Not, I can't say the same for the next one on the list, Mitotic Regeneration. This one's a D tier. The effects is good, but like, yeah, like if it took away like a point, like a point on the enemy team, like if you revived your teammates, then that'd be super good. You mainly see this on base battle, and that's about it. Like you'll probably see it in barrier battle, if you're trying to attack the frog and your teammates die. But other than that, you don't see this anywhere. There's just too many other good jutsus that the healers opt to use. So yeah, D tier. And then the particle style, another D tier jutsu. I gotta say that Onoki was the worst DLC for healer. All of his jutsu are down here are just super low. He's a good clone though, but yeah, this one so good, but takes too long to charge. The hitbox is too small. The tracking is kind of bad. It still goes through everything. Like you cancel other people's jutsu, but yeah, not very popular. So it's down here in D tier. Then we have the shadows. So you used to see this one a lot, but now you don't really see this anymore. Um, because of the nerf with the damage, I think it even charges slower. It's not really a popular option now, especially that you got the mind transfer jutsu, what does so much damage. This is like a poor man's mind transfer, honestly, because it doesn't have as great as range, and it doesn't have the go through everything effect like rocks and stuff. So yeah, it used to be a good jutsu, but now it's not where it used to be. Now we have long distance healing. This one's a really good jutsu. Uh, like if you want to do like some tricky stuff, you know, like if you're running like some sort of like meta game, then you'll see this a lot. But again, the other two jutsu are just way more prevalent than this one. So this one's not an S tier jutsu. I have it here in A tier because you do see it a lot, just not as much as the other ones. So solid jutsu, but definitely not the top of the meta. And then we have the next A tier alt, the acid. So yeah, you see this a lot, especially on base battle, but people also running off flag. Definitely combat, definitely in the pit to try and get max kills. So yeah, another great healer alt that took the meta by storm. So yeah, I have this one in A tier. I have the Uchiha Shuriken net, or Shuriken net, but the Shuriken Jutsu in B tier because you do see it a lot. You do see it often. So yeah, it's definitely something that a solo queuing healer would do, especially if they don't run like double heals. This is what they'll use to heal themselves up. So solid jutsu. It's, you know, you see it here and there, so it's kind of in the meta. But this jutsu right here, you don't see at all. the light formation or whatever it's called. Yeah, this is a D tier jutsu. Just big doo doo. It charges pretty good and it has good effects, but yeah, I mean it's like a small sleep. Like yeah, you don't really see it. And then finally we have another A tier jutsu, Twin Lion Fist. He uses all the time in the pit because of how quickly charges, and then you reset another person's ultimate, making their comeback mechanic void. So you see this in base battle as well for that same purpose. And then like that's another solo queue. Like if you see a ranged or healer type solo queuing, they'll have this smug on just to like, you know, upset your team or whatever. So excuse me, definitely solid jutsu, but not like S tier or anything. So I have it at A. So that's the complete healer tier list. Again, I'm not a healer main, and I mainly see healers run double heals or like Heavy Boulder or like Crimson Drizzle or Saddle Stitch and stuff like that. So if any healer mains want to put any input in the comment section of where the actual feel like other places that these users can go, feel free to comment. You know, let's get a discussion, and then also leave down which one you want to see next, whether it's defense type or attacker. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up doing defense type next, but yeah, we may even go back to range and do the alts or do how good a jutsu is. But appreciate everyone for coming through and checking out this video. Like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Utari out. Peace.